Hi, welcome to Joe and Mike's annual off-season sports card opening podcast marathon extravaganza benefiting an ALS charity is chosen by a friend of ours whose family has been affected by ALS 2025. I'm Joe Posnanski, and with me is Michael Shore. Michael, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
You are so welcome. You know, this is a big one. This is a big podcast right here.
Sure.
You know, they all are. They're all just huge, as you well know. But this is a big one. So this is I think will be our last charity podcast.
I think so. I think this is the grand finale. And like all very experienced and thoughtful podcasters, we have saved the most mediocre cards for last. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? You do the you bury the biggest ones in the middle somewhere.
That's right.
And then when you know it's your final edition of something, you pick like very common, uninteresting, cheap cards to open so that you basically guarantee that nothing interesting will happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what you want to do is like if you could map it out, you want to pull the Tom Brady numbered rookie card in about like the third one out of five, something like that. Like
the second one out of 6 or something. Yeah,
something like that. That's when you want to do it, and then you save the cards the cards I'm opening today, which are 1990-91 NBA cards.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the card store that I went into when I told him what we were doing, he showed me some like, oh well, these cards would be interesting, and these cards would be interesting. And these cards, this box of cards, I'll just give to you for free because nobody will ever want them. So,
yes.
But in order to do this, and by the way, we should say once again, we are doing this to raise money for Team Gleason, who does incredible work supporting ALS. And we've raised almost $50,000 for them, which is amazing. With quite a bit more to come because we are going to still be grading some cards, including that Tom Brady rookie card. So there's a lot more to come, and of course, we would love for you to keep donating. This is your last time around to donate. At some point in the next little bit, we'll actually have our where we pull the winners and do all of that sort of thing. And of course, if you donate $25 or whatever you can afford, you will be entered automatically into the contest where you can win cards, you'll win books, you'll win personal notes from us, personal essays, all sorts of prizes. So we would love for you to do it. Go to teamgleason.org/podcast to donate. But I say this is especially great because I did get 1990-91 NBA hoops cards, and I figured that they're worthless. They're really, truly, virtually worthless.
Yep.
So the only person that could make this special, that could make the 1990-91 NBA hoops card special, is our good friend Flula. Flula, welcome.
Hello to you. Well, thank you for saving your worst guest for also your worst set of cards. I feel wonderful.
You're quite welcome. Also, It was very funny to have that buildup be, I have a box of 1990-91 NBA cards. They're worthless, but there's one person who could make it worthwhile because everyone is thinking like, is Michael Jordan here?
Larry Bird
is Larry Bird
here.
Is Isaiah Thomas a guest today on the podcast?
No, it's Olden Polynice. How are you?
This is going to be so great. Flula, you are truly 1990-91. This is right when your NBA fandom began, yes?
That's correct. Yeah, I started to really enter a love affair with basketball right around this time. Of course, this is pre-Shaquille O'Neal
sure.
and Zoe, but we are like creeping up on this other golden age. But listen, MJ, I hope we get a couple MJs, perhaps a Pip, maybe a Craig Hodges.
If we could get a Craig Hodges.
I've never heard the name Craig Hodges screamed in a German accent before.
Listen, I auditioned for the United Center and Chicago Stadium announcer. Didn't get the job.
Now, Flula, for those of you who don't know, Flula is an actor, comedian. Flula was I first met or didn't really meet, but kind of met Flula. You were on The Good Place in like season 3, I believe, and an episode where you were a waiter who was kept walking into the middle of a very important. It was season 4, actually. Yeah. Kept walking in the middle of a very important conversation between Chidi and his then girlfriend. Simone.
Yes, given my social skills, 0 acting required for this. Also, the name of the character was Helmut Deutschermann.
That's
Which
right.
is, could not be more German. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Yes, well, I think originally we named him Helmet because it was fun to have Cheaty scream like, "Not now, Helmet, please, not now, Helmet." But
Yes.
then when you played the part, we were like, all right, now let's just make his last name German Man. And so
Yeah, in
his
case
name is,
anyone's confused.
in case you don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, I tried to bring my passport and show it to everyone during the scene, and they told me, don't do that. Let's just change your name to German Man.
So amazing. And Flula, you and I go way back. We go back to many years now at this point.
Hundreds and hundreds of days.
Hundreds and hundreds of days we go back all the way to maybe the 2016 Olympics, 12 Olympics. We go way back.
One of those. Yes. Perhaps a Phelps Olympics for sure. One of the Phelps Olympics. Yes.
And I remember you telling me that at the time about becoming an NBA fan. How did that happen? I mean, you were in Germany at this time. This is what is Detlef Schrempf already playing? What's the German NBA sort of scene then?
You've named the entire German roster of NBA players at that time, Detlef Schrempf, and then it ends there. After that, it's Michael Cage, definitely not German. Yeah, and this is also right before Dream Team. Of course, that's when everybody kind of awoke. But we had DSF, Deutsches Sportfernsehen, and so we would get some basketball every once in a while. We got many bowl games, because that's just right when they were getting ready to win. But listen, we got some Sonics things. We got a couple of little Mark Price here and there.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Mike has a Detlef Schrempf. Parks and Rec was a Detlef Schrempf thing. Yes.
Parks and Rec was extremely Detlef Schrempf heavy for many years, and it's because it was a lot of things on that show happened this way, but we needed we specifically wrote in Detlef Schrempf sort of as a joke into an episode, and he was former Indiana Pacer, so it made sense. Yes. And then I was like, as a child of the 80s and 90s, I was like, it would be great if Detlef Schrempf would really come on the show and play himself. And we got in touch with him somehow, and his son played for UCLA. And so we were like, we have this part. We'd love you to play yourself in an episode, and this would be the week that you'd be here. And he was like, I'm going to be in Los Angeles. He lived in Seattle, up in Washington. And he was like, I'm going to be there anyway because I'm coming to watch my son play. So he was like, yes, I will. I happen to be 3 miles from where you shoot the day that you shoot or whatever. Yes. And so he came, and he was great, and he ended up being in multiple episodes over the course of the season. And Roy Hibbert was the same thing. Roy Hibbert, who played for the Pacers at the time. Yeah. I guess the point is, between having Detlef on Parks and Rec and having Flula on The Good Place, I have accidentally cornered the market on German basketball enthusiasm of the early 90s.
Yes,
right?
It's the two of us. That's just the two of us.
Yeah.
It takes two to make a thing go right. Black sheep, this or that. Correct.
It's really incredible. You'd have to say Parks and Rec is the most Detlef Schrempf sitcom that's ever been on television.
I would say so.
No question.
Yeah.
What's number 2? Lindenstraße, a soap opera in Germany. Like nothing is close.
I remember he had one other credit on IMDb. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a talk show or something in Germany. So So other than that, but I mean, I think we have like a multi-lap lead in terms of being the show that is the most Detlef Schrempf heavy.
Yes. This is the Mark Spitz 72 Olympics.
Yeah.
Basically, it's Parks and Rec. Nothing else comes close.
Nothing else. Nothing's even close.
No. Also, what a wonderful name.
In the distance. Yeah.
Yes.
Detlef Schrempf.
A great name. A legendary name.
Incredible name.
Oh, so fun. Anyway.
So fun. All right, so let's open up some cards, Mike. What are you going to be opening today?
So I have a few of those 2000 weird plastic tech tops baseball cards. But since you're going back to the early 90s with basketball, I have a box of 1987 Topps football cards, and one of these 500 count boxes.
For the fun of it. Look at that. See it on the side? It says for the fun of it.
So these are not packs. This is if you can see there, it's just stacks of cards.
Ooh, it's like a Trivial Pursuit question box.
It's exactly what it is, with just mediocre 1987 football players in it. Okay. So you can't open a discrete pack. You just have to sort of pull out a slice of the cards and then go through them.
Why did you do that?
This is all top sets, at least for of all
Wait,
sports.
Is that the whole
No,
set?
no, it's not the whole set. They're called like vending packs or something like that, and they would. I think they would just these were the cheapest things in the world. They were selling them in bulk, so I think they were like, "Do you want to just buy 500 cards or 1,000 cards here? Just take them, just cardboard." And they would. I think they would sell them. They were essentially selling them wholesale to people who would then break them up and put them into their own packs and then sell those. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
I think that's what was going on. But you can very frequently on auction sites, you can buy these giant vending boxes. People don't like them as much because they're not very well protected and they're often dinged and the corners are all messed up and stuff. But
when their cards are as worthless as these cards are,
couldn't matter less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say you can see here. Look at those packs for the NBA hoops.
Yes.
You got to move them. You're not holding them on camera. You're there.
Oh,
there we go.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, a little Jerry West 2.5 Jerry Wests. Okay.
2.5 Jerry West. I don't know why they did it that way, but let's. All right.
It seemed like one centered Jerry West would have been better than 2.5 for Jerry West.
Or an actual player. They could have put an actual 91 player.
That would that would cost too much money.
That's right.
All right, we are off to a great start because we start right away with Derek Chivas. Right away.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
And his mom was Miss Chivas. Ew. Right?
I look at that old Cavaliers and Clippers uniform combo, by the way, and that is truly disgusting. That Cavs uniform is disgusting, and it's the Magic, sorry. That Magic uniform. Those are the worst all-time uniforms in the NBA. Those like pink, like black base with pinstripes and like a fuchsia coloring on the Orlando. Just horrid.
But now they're like popular. People love these. I'm very confused.
Well, it's like retro. Now they're like, now it's nostalgic, but it's still terrible.
They're
terrible.
They're terrible. Buck Williams.
Hey, it's Buck Williams.
What do you think about Buck Williams?
Nice. A little blazer. Hopefully we find a Terry Porter, perhaps a Clyde the Glide, a Cliff Robinson.
Oh my gosh, a Cliff Robinson would be incredible. All right, Clyde Drexler right there.
Hey,
there we go.
There you go. One of the true stars.
No, those Blazers uniforms I liked. Can you call that up again?
Yeah. Wait, you like? Well,
yeah.
It's like the color at the bottom.
It's the stripes at the bottom, which
yeah.
It makes him look like he's competing for like almost West Germany in the Olympics in like the late 80s.
And he's the right size. He's not doping.
Was Clyde Drexler the first player named Clyde to like get the Clyde the Glide thing? Because it perfectly fits him.
Yes,
but it's like you figured there were other Clydes. They just did not glide.
Walt Clyde Frazier.
But they wouldn't call him Clyde.
But wait,
Glide.
As long as you're asking this question, let me ask you another one. Who was the first Earl the Pearl? Was it Monroe? Because there was like 15 Earl the Pearls that people have ascribed that name to. I think of it as Earl the Pearl Monroe, but I don't know.
I think Earl the Pearl Monroe. I think it was the first Pearl. I think, and then Earl the Pearl Washington. Right?
Yeah.
For Syracuse there for a little while.
Yeah. Oh, hand-painted bird.
Oh, very nice.
Really fancy.
Oh, I love
All right, so here you go. This is for you, Mike. Well, actually, for both of you. How many of the players on this 1990-91 Celtics team can you name that are on the back of this card?
Oh, my God.
There are 10 players on the back, well, including the coach. Do you know who the coach was in 1990-91?
No. I mean, ML Carr was long gone, right?
Yeah. Ford.
Chris Ford. Chris Ford, great mustache, Chris Ford. One of the all-time coach mustaches.
Classic stash.
He did have a great mustache. All right. Okay, so you know Bird. Can you name like 3 other players on this?
Can I start, Mike? Because I think you have an advantage.
Sure.
Okay, so obviously McHale, Parrish. Is Ainge with the Blazers at this point?
Yeah, Ainge is gone.
Ainge is gone.
DJ D Brown.
D Brown was the one, the first interesting one that I thought of. I mean, also I would say Reggie Lewis was on that team.
Reggie Lewis, yes.
Reggie Lewis on that team for sure.
Okay.
You know who the Celtics had then? I will tell you, he was a great like offensive rebounder. I remember thinking like he was like a very important part of that Celtics team. When the Cavaliers were quite good at that same time, and I thought, if the Cavaliers could just get this guy to like get
Dino Raja. No, okay.
No, but Stoico.
Oh, that's like it's neither of them. I mean,
No?
neither of them on this list.
What about
Stojko Vrankovic was on. Wasn't he on that team? No.
Well, he might have been. He's not one
No.
of the cards that made the team. The person I'm thinking of is Ed Pinkney. Who was on that
Sure.
Yes.
team. Yep.
Villanova.
Rick Fox.
John
No.
Bagley was on this team.
Oh.
Just so you remember John Bagley.
Was Brian Shaw on that team?
Brian Shaw was on that team.
Okay.
Rick
How about a
Fox?
center?
No.
Can you give me another center?
Center.
A big old honking center. But the Arkansas. I think.
Joe Klein.
Joe
Klein.
Very good.
Hey.
Joe Klein went to Notre Dame, didn't he?
I don't know.
What?
I
Oh,
thought Joe Klein went to Arkansas. Am I wrong about that? Maybe
I don't
he
know.
did go.
Oh,
Let me
no.
look it up.
German tidbit. Klein ironically means small in German.
What an ironic.
That's
player
right.
he was.
Eine kleine Nachtmusik.
Nachtmusik,
Oh, that's
exactly.
right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Joe Klein.
While we're doing that, here's
Oh.
Isaiah Thomas. Look
Joe.
at this.
Joe, wait.
Yes.
Joe, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Joe Klein went to both Notre Dame and Arkansas.
Did he really?
Wow.
He went to Notre Dame for 2 years and then transferred to Arkansas.
Look at us. See,
Look at
we know
us,
our-
man.
We know our
Double
90s logic.
gurus.
So Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, where does Isaiah Thomas rank in the all-time greats?
You know,
I
top
mean, is he top 20 all-time?
top 25, I would say, or top 30, something like that.
What do you think, Flula?
I like this. Yeah, listen, I was a Bulls fan, so like I think I am now predisposed to not support him being above 24 or 25.
Right.
You know?
You want him, if you're a Bulls fan, and specifically a Michael Jordan fan, you want his ranking to be the highest ranking that is humiliating for him.
Correct.
Right?
You need both. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to justify those early year losses.
Yeah.
But also, he can't make the dream team. Yeah.
Right. So it's like he's 26th all time because it's like, and you're breaking your list down. You do the top 25, and then you have to go to the next page on the website to see the 26 through 50.
26 through 50, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to show you two more players from this pack. Of course, Danny Ferry.
Oh, Dookie, very early Dookie.
Dookie, Danny Ferry. I mean, kind of the ultimate Dookie, you would have to say.
Yes, because like not good in the pros. All of these, oh, he's wonderful, he's so good, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I think Leitner, you can't beat Leitner for the ultimate Dookie. Leitner's
Well,
the ultimate Dookie.
But Leitner made one All-Star team.
Yeah. He was better than he should have been. But in terms of the most Duke person who's ever duked,
Christian Leitner.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, it's Christian Leitner. But Ferry was sort of the original Leitner. He was there before Leitner. All right. And then I'm going to show you one. He was the Atlanta Hawks coach in 1990-91. So I'm not expecting you to get this, but I am expecting you to look at this person and say, that's an NBA coach right there.
Okay.
And I'm talking, of course, about Bob Weiss. Look at that guy coached in the NBA? That guy?
Yes. I love coach cards. I have a friend. We only mail each other terrible coach basketball cards.
I'm sending you this card. You
Please.
need to have this Bob Weiss card.
Yes.
Bob Weiss, because the coach of the Atlanta Hawks and also the Undersecretary of State for Foreign Affairs to Central America. That's what that person looks like.
Oh,
by the way,
yes.
Did you know that Bob Weiss teamed with current Utah Jazz coach Jerry Sloan and Norm Van Leer to form one of the NBA's most competitive backcourts?
What?
This guy?
No, he
this
didn't.
guy at one point one of the most
believe
competitive backcourts.
Do you know that he set the all-time H&R Block regional office record for most tax returns filed in a single quarter?
In 91.
Same year. He was coaching and filing for H&R Block.
And filing for tax.
And auditing, yes.
All right, here we go. Some 1987 Topps football cards.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. Look at these cards.
We're going to start with Keith Ferguson of the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
No memory of Keith Ferguson.
But we're going to go right quickly and expertly to Lawrence Taylor. Look at that.
Tar Heel, greatest linebacker of all the times.
I think he was. That's an intimidating figure right there.
Oh my gosh. Like the most intimidating guy
of all time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
We have a Dolphins team card.
Okay.
It's extremely funny. So in 87 Topps, they chose one moment from the team's season to sort of like represent their season.
Okay.
And this one is Roby booms it skyward and it's a punt. It's the Dolphins.
Oh,
They've decided that the most exciting play of the Dolphins season
was a 4th down
was
punt.
it was 4th and
Right.
13. The offense had
Yes.
sputtered again, and Reggie Roby came in and just boomed a big punt.
Reggie
Dang it.
Roby was gigantic, though. You
He
have
was
to
a big
say
dude,
that.
yeah.
He was
Oh,
a
yes?
big dude. He was like
Oh.
a huge punter. Yeah.
Ah,
Danny White, one of many Dallas Cowboys quarterbacks to be horribly overrated while he played.
this is this pre-Troy Aikman?
This is pre-Troy Aikman.
Pre-Troy
Troy Aikman
Aikman.
joins the team the next year, maybe 89, I guess, right? 89, 90.
Maybe. And then they went 1-15, right? In Aikman's first
In
year.
his first year, because it was the year after the big trade, and then that was the year they drafted they drafted all those guys in the same year, Irvin and
They
whoever
didn't
else.
draft Emmett that year, did they? The same
Emmett,
year or
yes.
no?
I can't remember. I think they did. Didn't they draft all those guys with the haul from Herschel Walker? Am I crazy?
Some of those guys. I don't think the whole group was from that
Okay.
Herschel Walker thing,
Well, it's
right?
over the course of like 2 drafts, they basically drafted the Hall of Fame team that won 3 Super Bowls.
That 87 Danny White, that's still Tom Landry, right? That's still
Yeah.
Tom Landry.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
with the hat.
with the
With
hat.
the hat. That's
Yes.
right.
Here's Steve McMichael.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it is. That is
Great
that-
face mask.
Ooh.
What a great face.
Great
mask.
face mask. That helmet is not protecting his head at all.
not at all.
No, but the face mask is. You're not getting in on that
No.
face mask.
His head is bigger than the helmet.
Max Montoya, another great face mask.
Yes. Oh, that mustache is delicious.
Yeah, there's a lot of good mustaches in the 87. Speaking of intimidating,
Yes.
Mike Singletary.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
with
so.
some guy.
So Mike Singletary, maybe the greatest middle linebacker of all time, right? He's in the running.
Right up there in the conversation.
Here's the thing though. I believe that the reason he's considered maybe the greatest middle linebacker of all time is that one photograph of him that's over the defensive line, and his eyes are he's like scanning the line, and like he just looks like the Terminator. And that one photograph, which I think maybe ran an SI, is that like a Walter
It might have been Walter
Jr.
Jones. Yeah.
That photograph, I believe, is so burned into everyone's memories that we all
Also his like when they mic'd him up and he did that whole "we'll be here all day" thing. Like they like.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh well, we'll be here all day. Just telling those guys.
He was like at a restaurant waiting for food.
Kind of just like that, actually. Very similar.
Yeah. It was like the cable guy had come over and said,
Yes.
I gotta leave and get a different connector and I'll be back. And he was like, we'll be here all day.
We'll be all day.
Yeah.
Take your time. Take your
Very
time.
What about Mike Singletary as coach? What about his famous "the Bears are who we thought they were" rant that he did when he was? Oh no,
That's
was
not
Denny
Mike
Green.
Singletary.
No,
That's-
that was
yeah.
Denny Green. Mike
Yeah.
Singletary had his own thing though. He had his own like thing when he was coach, where it was like a pretty famous rant. I can't remember.
I have no memory of Mike Singletary coaching at all.
Yeah, wasn't Singletary coaching? Pretty sure Singletary
I
coached.
don't know. I don't think so. It's totally possible, but I have no memory of it.
All right.
Here's a Carl Eckern. Anybody remember Carl Eckern of the Rams as a
Good old
linebacker?
Carl.
The
Yes.
name rings a bell.
Yes. Definitely played a lot.
Oh, here we go. This is cool. It's Jerry Rice, Hall of Famer Jerry Rice.
There we go.
Look at
There
Jerry
we go.
Rice. He's playing. This is his only second card. I think his first card was like the 86 card, I think. But he's playing football on what appears to be a baseball field.
Yes.
So that must be in the old candlestick, right? Like he's on the baseball infield of the part of the field.
I'm telling you, I miss that so much.
Do you
I
really?
I do. I think it was so funny that they used to have to be like, now we're on grass, now we're on like some sort of turf, now we're on the dirt. Now, like, I love that. By the way, Mike Singletary was coach. He was coach of the 49ers.
For how long?
3 years. And I'm sure that he had something. I can't remember what it was, but he had like his own very fun rant that is up there in the Denny Green playoffs, the whole thing. Yeah.
Did he have a pants episode where pants fell down or something? No, this is me I'm not trying to be a funny boy. No? Okay, great.
You mean you remember his pants fell down like off of his body, or they
Yes.
fell down
Yeah.
from the sky and landed on his head?
No, the first one. The second one is a dream of mine, but the first one is what I think happened. Yes.
Like in the middle of a press conference?
It was like on the field. I don't want to ruin my very delicate Wi-Fi to Google Mike Singletary pants down, but I can do it later.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike Singletary rant here. There is. Here we go. He gave
Oh.
Mike Singletary gave one of the most famous rants ever. And it was a winning rant. I don't want to put it on like YouTube or whatever, but it was the I want winners. Oh, can't coach with. It was that whole can't coach with them. Like certain players can't coach with them, can't play with them if they're.
Oh
not
yeah.
Thing. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to type in Mike Singletary in pants. I will do that.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh.
I'll show you the last card of this bunch, which is the opposite of intimidating. It's Raul Alegre, former Giant kicker.
I'm telling you, but to have a kicker whose name is Alegre is the best.
Fantastic.
Yes. Happy legs. I like
it.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead with Kevin Willis. Look at Kevin Willis.
Ooh, yes.
Kevin Willis was good, right? Wasn't Kevin
big
Willis
man, early kind of nice, soft touch big man, right? Like
yes,
like a 6'10", right? Like right around there, 6'10". Oh, no, 7-footer. He was.
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought he was a 7-footer.
Yeah, that was a Spud Webb team, I believe. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You know who was also a 7-footer? Manute Bol.
Oh. Whoa.
His 3-pointers are the worst and best shots I've ever seen happen.
They really are.
Oh, he's shooting down.
Do you think if Manute Bol played today, he would like shoot like 150 threes during a year or something?
Absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
The original Splash Mountain.
Pause for a second for a Mike Singletary pants update.
Great.
Here, I'm going to read from the San Francisco Chronicle.
Okay.
October 31st, 2008. This is an article by Nancy Gay, Chronicle staff writer.
Yes.
Mike Singletary's motivational message to the 49ers on Sunday in his inaugural game as head coach, his first game, also included a visual aid. When his team hit the Candlestick Park locker room at halftime, trailing the Seahawks 20-3, Singletary called everyone to attention, dropped his pants, and pointed to his rear end to fully illustrate what the coach thought of his players' performance. According to a report that first aired on Phoenix area radio, Extra 910, Singletary then berated the team for 3 to 4 minutes with his pants around his ankles. Singletary did not deny the stunt, which clearly didn't work, as the 49ers lost 34-13. Quote, I used my pants to illustrate that we were getting our tails whipped on Sunday. That is not why you used your pants, sir. That is not the point. You were not doing a bit about your getting your tail whipped.
No.
And how humiliating that should feel for all of us, Singletary confirmed in a blog post on the 49ers website. I needed to do something to dramatize my point. There were other ways I could have done it.
There probably were.
There were, but I think this got the message across. This is fantastic. First of all, thank you to Flula for calling this to our attention.
Oh my gosh, I
don't remember this at all, but I think there's so many things about this that are incredible. Let's not overlook the fact that this was his first game. He had exactly zero goodwill from the team, from the organization, from the city. Like, he was game one.
My favorite part of it is, oh my gosh, my favorite part is he does concede there might have been other ways to make the point that they were getting their tails whipped. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
that's beautiful.
So, you know, these are the kind of stories that made it to Europe, just so you know. Somehow
I love that you're there. I love that you're there in Germany, and basically the NFL is reduced to a coach pulling his pants down.
Who knows? That's how it goes.
Del Curry. Look at Del Curry.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
Yes.
Del Curry was good. Del Curry could shoot. And that, by the way, this is pretty close. Not quite the original Hornets, but pretty close. This is like their second year.
It's too bad that neither of his kids could shoot.
No,
I know.
Tragedy.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
It would have been
getting
so
back-
much more fun for that family if the kids followed in their old man's
Why
footsteps.
didn't they go out and play horse or something in the backyard? I mean, do something, right?
You would
something.
think the Dell would have taken a couple minutes a day to like help his kids learn how to play basketball.
I
Nope.
know. It's
One of them like
crazy.
walked on a Davidson, whatever that is. Yeah. Ooh.
Was
Oh,
now was Sam Bowie a good choice at the end of the day? I mean, when you look back on it
Of
and you
course.
think about it, was Sam Bowie a good choice?
yeah. As number 2, the number 2 pick.
The number 2 pick
Yeah,
in
clearly.
that draft.
Yes. Yes, he's named after a knife, of course.
I think his sadly that like his career is probably better than most people who play in the NBA, right? Like,
Right.
and but it doesn't matter because of how he was picked there. But I mean, he wasn't bad, right? He was like pretty good.
He was okay.
Okay.
Right? He was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he played in the league for 12 years.
Yeah, he played for a long time and averaged double digits. I mean,
Yeah,
he
was
he wasn't a disaster by any stretch.
No, it's just that the guy drafted behind him is the second greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
Flula,
Yes.
we're gonna head since you're on this podcast, you have to weigh in.
Oh.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James, who's the greatest player of all time?
Michael Jordan. Yes.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Who has the best? This is a tricky thing. Who has the best career of all time? LeBron James has the best career. Yeah, I think that is he has won everything, every single thing you can. But I watched a game where I saw LeBron kind of just give up a few times,
Ooh,
and I've
really?
never one time saw that with Michael Jordan. So that's how I get around saying who's the best. I think I never saw Michael Jordan phone it in. That's
except for the 3 years he just quit the game entirely and walked away.
Yes, which doesn't count. That wasn't on the court. You know,
I've never seen Michael Jordan give up except when he gave up.
When he
and then
gave up.
Yeah.
And then gave it up again.
Other than
But he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. I don't want to play anymore. And took his ball and went home for 3 years.
Right.
Except for that one time.
One time.
I never saw that guy give up.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, it was a great, perfect career. Yes.
Little Mark Jackson for you there. How about this?
Hey.
Oh, nice. I wish he was shimmying in that photo.
He is.
Is he shimmying a little bit?
It looks like he's shimmying. He might be shimmying.
Post-assist shimmy. Okay.
Oh, wait. This is an important card.
Okay.
This is an incredibly important card. I'm not kidding. You need to like in the background of
Menendez.
that card are the Menendez brothers.
That's right there.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Sitting courtside. This is a very, very important card. It's the only card in this set that really matters. You need to put it in a sleeve and get it graded because if it's like a PSA 10, it's actually worth money because the Menendez brothers are sitting courtside.
Oh my
Joe, wear your gloves. Put on some gloves.
Yeah.
I don't have Mike. Why did you send me gloves?
Yes, the Menendez brothers were sitting courtside for that game, and if let me look up what a PSA 10 of that card is. I don't think it's huge. It's a very common card. It's not like a big deal, but
but it is a big deal because the Menendez brothers are in that card. While Mike's looking that up, here is a behind-the-scenes lights, camera, action card.
Oh, of horses. Who's
Karl Malone, proving that an NBA star can also be a movie star. The mailman is playing the role of a cowboy based on the true life story of Elijah Abel, one of the first black men to settle in Utah.
Okay.
Did you ever see that movie?
What's it called?
I don't know. With Karl Malone as
I think in general, all Karl Malone related stuff should maybe just be put in a drawer and the drawer should be closed and locked and left alone for a while. For forever, maybe forever. So let's not do too much of an investigation into the movie that Karl Malone was in. All right, here's my update. So there's a PSA 10 of that Menendez brothers card.
Yes.
Selling asking $800 on eBay. They're not there. I don't think they're going to get it. Let me check and see what their recent
maybe
sales.
several $100s for that card. Maybe?
It could be if it's a PSA 10. I would say it's several hundred. We could get several $100s for it.
Okay.
Here, I most recent sales. One sold on eBay for $341.
Okay.
A PSA 10. One just sold in December of 2024 for $500. So yeah, there's
Okay.
We got some juice for this.
You got some juice with that. Look at that. Never thought we'd have anything like that. Look at these European imports there, Flula.
Oh,
They're good.
Vladi Dadi, we likes to party. And who's on the other side?
It looks like you got Vladi and you got Sarunas Marcialonis.
Marcialonis.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Both good players, right?
Both very good players. Yeah, a lot of flopping.
You guys brought that over to the NBA. You really did.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Really
I think European soccer brought it to
Ugh.
European basketball, which then brought it to the NBA.
The
It is
NBA
the worst part of these sports. It ruins
is
it.
flopping, right?
kills me,
It's
yes.
the worst, right?
Yes.
I'll tell you, Chuck Person never flopped.
Oh, the rifleman.
The Rifleman did not flop ever.
No.
Okay, wait. Now, what about this uniform? What do you guys think of this jersey design? Do you guys like that one?
I say yes.
Every Pacers jersey from the 80s and 90s is great. Every single one of them.
I say
Agreed.
totally yes. This is the blue and gold stripy
Yes.
one. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Okay, in case you didn't believe me, because I know you didn't, here's Bob Weiss as a player.
Whoa!
This is a Bob Weiss heavy pack of cards.
By the
Wow.
way, I know that among the people who have donated to Team Gleason, there is a huge Bob Weiss fan among you. You'll get a whole Bob Weiss package, is what we'll do, right? We'll give you the card, we'll give you the player card, we'll give you the coaching card.
The Bob Weiss prize package is one of the most popular podcast prize packages.
It really
exciting.
is. All right, two more.
Oh, yes.
Look
Alex
at that.
English.
Alex
Yeah, yeah,
English.
yeah.
Alex
Oh.
English. just
Also a
smooth.
fine actor. Alex
Weiss.
English.
Yes.
From what? Fish Saves Pittsburgh? Is that him or?
Shawshank Redemption. He was. What else was he in?
He's
Mike?
Alex. Wasn't he in what the hell is that movie called now? The movie about nuclear proliferation. Am I crazy?
Oh, The Empire Strikes Back. No.
He was Vader in The Empire
Was
Strikes
Vader.
Back.
Yeah, he was.
Shoot.
Nuclear
And
Oh.
while you're looking up what Alex
Yes.
English was in, there's the X-Man.
Oh,
Look
the
at that.
X-Man.
The
Yes.
X-Man. Xavier
Yes.
McDaniel was good, like really, really good.
Also
Plus, he was
scary.
not that tall. right?
Amazing Grace and Chuck. I was right. In the movie Amazing Grace and Chuck, which is about a
Nuclear
kid.
proliferation.
Yes, it's about a kid who goes on a silent.
Retreat.
It takes an oath of silence because he learns about nuclear weapons and he decides to not speak until the president gets rid of all the nuclear weapons. And Alex English plays a Celtics player who
Oh.
joins the cause and befriends the kid, and they work together to try
So he
to.
doesn't speak also, like he doesn't do interviews or something.
I can't remember. It's a very good movie. It's a very sweet
Oh.
movie. It's Gregory Peck is in it, and Jamie Lee Curtis plays the kid's mom, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Gregory Peck was just wowed by Alex English's acting ability? Do you think he looked at it and said,
Alex English. I saw this. This movie is my Uncle Jeff's favorite movie, and I saw
Okay.
it with him when I was a kid. And I remember even then being like, "This is a much better performance than a professional basketball player should ever be able to give." He's
all right. So this is a
Okay.
movie we have to see, Flula.
Yeah.
So
Amazing
this is-
Grace and Chuck. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
So this is better than My Giant, is what you're saying.
It is
I wouldn't go
slightly-
that far.
Okay. Okay.
No, it is. It's very good. All right, you ready for some more 87 football players?
Let's get some 87 football cards going.
Tony Hill. I don't remember Tony Hill that well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tony Hill was you couldn't escape Tony Hill.
But these
back
were
then.
this was before the Cowboys' rise to prominence.
Well, and also after.
Yeah,
Cowboys
right.
rise to
Oh,
prominence.
yes.
It's
Here's
right.
okay, trivia question. 1986 record breaker, wide receiver, most consecutive games, one or more receptions. Do you remember this? I remember this very clearly.
Oh, it was Harold Carmichael.
No.
Said it, and then Largent broke it,
That's
right?
Steve Largent, yeah.
Yeah, but he
Oh,
broke
Largent.
Harold Carmichael's record.
Yeah, this was a big deal, and I think there were toward the end there were a couple of games where he hit the fourth quarter and didn't have a catch, and they just
And then they
ran
threw,
a
a
2-yard
screen
out
pass.
so that
Yeah.
Oh.
Kenny Easley, remember Kenny
Oh, yeah.
Easley? Very
Good player.
very good safety.
Very good safety. Yes.
I liked
And
the Seahawks back then.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the punky QB known as McMahon.
Oh, yes. Always with a headband.
Yeah.
Always with a headband.
Always with the headband back
Yes.
All right, trivia for you, Joe. What is the this? So this covers the years, obviously 82 to 86. What is the
Okay.
most touchdown passes Jim McMahon ever had thrown in a season?
Wow. So 82 to 86. So that includes the classic 85 season. So
Does
I'm going to
indeed.
say 14.
15. Very good.
Oh, he
Nice.
just wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't very good at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the Vikings team card. Nelson in motion.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay.
He was a fine running back.
Yeah.
The Vikings had a whole bunch of good running backs that nobody cared about because they were the Vikings and they never went anywhere.
But they were the purple people eaters. Is this true, or is this
Yeah, this
another
is
time?
just a little after the Purple People Eaters.
That was the
time.
70s teams, right?
Yeah,
Really?
those were the
Oh.
70s teams that went to 4 Super Bowls and lost them all.
Oh, the Bills of the 70s.
The
Okay.
Bills of the
Yes,
70s. is what they
exactly
were.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
James Wilder. I love James Wilder.
Oh.
He was
Yeah.
the only good Buccaneer for a while.
Oh.
And by the way, and you talked a little bit about this from the NFL back then. Handsome man. Look at
Very-
that.
a very handsome
that's a
gentleman.
handsome man. A nice
Yeah.
profile. I could
Very nice
I could see
profile.
him on IMDb as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
Very-
good.
Very like you hate to like, physically objectify these players, but sometimes you just gotta say call like it is. These are handsome
Say,
gentlemen.
What do my eyes tell me? Say those words.
Here's the Saints team card. Maybe even more humiliating than the Dolphins team card with Reggie Roby punting. It's
Okay.
Herbert fakes handoff.
But then what? Wow.
That's a great question. Like what? Maybe the end of the play was probably more interesting. Like
Yeah.
Herbert
I think-
throws touchdown pass.
No, it would have been Herbert gets sacked.
Herbert-
So they didn't really want
Herbert-
that. so-
Herbert scrambles out of bounds for 3-yard loss. That's
is
so
this-
humiliating.
Wait, to be clear, there was a man named Bobby Abear, no? Spelled like this? Or is that a
This,
Yes,
this
there
is
was
that's
a
what it
Bobby-
is. It's Bobby Abear, yeah, but it's
But
Bobby
they
Abear.
misspelled it Herbert? Perfect. I wish I
No,
spelled
it was
Sherbert.
always just he was always just called Herbert by people because nobody knew that he was a Cajun Frenchman.
and
got it.
and kind of nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Yeah, got it.
Look, it's
I'm
Marcus
sorry for
Allen.
caring.
Hall of Famer Marcus
there you
Allen.
go. Look
Oh,
at
yes.
Marcus Allen. And that's, by the way, I got to know Marcus Allen a little bit at the end of his career in Kansas City. That perfect pose for Marcus Allen, kind of in sort of he's thinking about things. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he's definitely like. And by the way, this is also during the Bo time. So right now he's thinking, "Give me the ball." I mean, why am I
Yes.
not getting the ball anymore?
Did he win he won the Heisman at USC, right?
He did win the Heisman.
And how many running
He's just
backs at USC have won the Heisman Trophy?
A bunch. OJ, Charles White, Marcus Allen, Ricky.
Right.
So four or five. At
Wait,
least.
what about what's his name?
Who lost it and got it back?
Yeah,
Oh,
who drafted drafted by the Saints?
it's middle 2000s. Reggie
when-
Bush.
Reggie Bush.
Oh, Reggie Bush. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Yeah, Reggie Bush.
Reggie.
Yeah,
Did he
that's what I was
get? Did he
saying.
get? Did he ever actually get it back?
He got it back. He got it back. He got
I
his
know that
Heisman
they
back.
said he could have it back, but then I thought he said, "I don't care, I don't want it," or something.
No, I think he took it back because now he's on those Heisman commercials. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
he did actually take it back. Reggie Bush is the reason I gave up my Heisman vote.
Really?
I was so disgusted by them taking that away from him that I gave up my vote.
Good
Wow.
for you.
How about that?
Yeah.
Here's Mark Clayton, half of the marks, the Clayton
Are
and
those-
Cooper
Is
combo.
he wearing sunglasses? What is
Looks
he
like
wearing
he is.
underneath
Yeah,
it?
he's wearing sunglasses inside his helmet.
inside
Oh.
his helmet.
Oh, like a RoboCop. I like
Yeah, but like also that seems really dangerous. Like instead of having a visor in your helmet, you have something else pressed to your eyes in a contact sport.
That
Not
doesn't
good.
seem great.
Yeah. All right, a couple more.
Okay.
Tell me about Curtis Dickey, Joe.
Oh, Curtis Dickey. There's a Brown. So he started with the Colts. He was supposed to be really good. He actually had one
He had
Pretty
1,000-yard year.
with the
Oh,
Colts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he was supposed to be good, and the Browns picked him up, and he wasn't great, but he did have a couple of moments. This is right in the heart of the Browns being really good. This is when they kept losing to the hated John Elway.
He
in
was the number
uh,
1 overall pick in 1980, looks like.
Oh, was Curtis Dickey when he scored touchdowns? Did he do the Dickey shuffle?
that's a great guess. No, that's Icky.
Oh,
I don't think Icky was around in 87 yet. No, it wasn't he a rookie in 88? I think he
Sounds
was a
right.
rookie
oh.
for the Icky shuffle. Yeah, he
It's an
was.
icky shuffle. No D in that icky. Got
Dickey,
it.
Dickey blew it. He missed out like such an opportunity.
Yeah.
He did not come up with the Dickey shovel.
Oh.
One more record breaker, 1986 record breaker, most consecutive seasons, 30 or more TD passes.
Ooh,
That's of course Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, yes.
Now
but
the
here's
record,
the thing, Dan Marino was still really young then, so that record is what, 3 consecutive
Three.
seasons?
well, that's what's funny. The record was 3 consecutive 30 TD seasons. If you don't have 30 touchdown passes in the modern game, you're pretty much benched, right? Like,
Benched.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
embarrassing. Like if you have 28 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions, you've had a very mediocre year, and that would have won you the MVP in 1986.
That means that Marino, when he threw 30 touchdown passes for the second straight year, he tied the
record. Yeah. All right, the last one. Here's Chuck Long. Now, Chuck Long,
Whoa.
this is his rookie card. Chuck Long won the Heisman Trophy, right? Or was second in the Heisman Trophy voting?
Throwing like that?
Yeah. That was what I was going to say.
He was very close to winning the Heisman.
Yeah. He went to Iowa. He was top 3 Heisman. And look at this form. This looks like a person who was like, they were like, okay, go throw this football, and the person was like, I don't know what this is. I've never thrown anything in my life, and they were like, just do what you think is natural, and throw this object to your friend over there. And then he was like, I'll give it a shot, but I've never thrown anything.
Eva, what is this thing in my hand? Yeah.
I don't know how to throw things, but okay, I'll give this a
I mean, look,
go.
that is they just caught him for his pants are way too high.
His helmet. Look at the helmet.
His helmet is like riding up on his head. It looks like
his chin strap's not even on.
Yeah.
This must be practice or something. But I'll also say this, like everybody back in the Marino days would talk about the quickest release ever. Did Chuck Long have the slowest? Like how long did it take Chuck Long to throw a football?
I mean,
he's the Hideo Nomo of throwing footballs.
It looks like his hand is going to whip forward and the ball is going to pop like 2 feet straight up in the air. You know what I mean? Like like he can't have a good grip on this football. The football's pointing straight up in the air, and his hand,
up in the air, yeah.
His forearm is bent at a 90-degree angle to his elbow, which is twice. Yes, exactly right.
And his left arm is kind of tucked in a weird like position there. Like nothing about that.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a doll, like you got an action figure doll, and it's like, you know how like action figures don't really bend properly, and you can put them in weird positions.
Yeah, that's
I urge you, if you win our auction here and you don't have a particular team that you root for, I urge you to request the 1987 Lions Chuck Long card, because I think it's worth it to just stare at this and try to make sense of it.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
It is his rookie card, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He never had another. All right, here we go. I've got a series of just amazing cards, starting with Holland's Rick Smits.
Oh, dunking Dutchmans.
A dunking Dutchman.
Yeah.
Now that's about as close to, besides Detlef, that's as close to Germany as you can get, right? The Netherlands.
Yeah. Geographically speaking.
Geographically speaking, there were no French players at the time.
Kinship to no. But I know you felt a kinship to Magic Johnson for sure.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
Look at that. His MVP got a most valuable player stamp on it.
Which could they have made that uglier? Could they have made like let's put a big yellow box like right there in the middle of it? Magic Johnson. I'll put him separately here. Here's Scottie Pippen. You were saying,
hey,
yes, okay.
Look at this. 33. We're getting some place.
No, wait. So Flula, are you a Bulls fan?
I was because they were what we saw when I was young. So like I read the Jordan rules. I memorized all of the random players like Judd Bushler, and very much enjoyed just following this team because we saw them so many times. It's like that team. Like if you live in Montana, I think your team is the Jazz or something, just because it's the closest team.
Right.
For us, it was the Bulls because it's what we saw.
But are you still a Bulls fan?
No.
No.
No. They just are not very good. And it's like these teams are good that they get a new stadium and then they are no longer good. And like, who's on the team? Kobe White.
Yeah.
That's it that I know. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean,
So who are you a fan of now? Who is your team?
well,
What is
I very much. I will tell you, this started in 2017 for me, but it is the Nuggets.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic is to me. I love how not athletic he is.
It's the
That's
best.
very much a very fun thing, perhaps because I'm also not athletic. So like, I liked Larry Bird at this time back in the day, way days, or McHale,
Sure.
guys that are just not fast but still somehow very good and confusingly great. And so yes, I like the Nuggets.
Well, this is a very much a Nikola Jokic podcast. Like, we have talked at great length about our just utter fascination with him. We both decided that the best player in a sport, any sport at all, he is the most unathletic looking best player of any sport
without question.
All time
that has ever been.
Yes, absolutely. It's like the anti-David Robinson. This is
Yeah.
so confusing.
He really is.
The anti-Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the bizarro Dwight Howard that doesn't care about anything. It's like just a normal dude. I love that he doesn't care.
Him not caring is the best part. It's like literally the best part of him. Like, just like, all right.
I think that there's a pretty decent history in the NBA which is crazy because it seems like the sport in which you have to be the most athletic, but there's a pretty good history of the sort of Charles Barkley body type where it's like you can get away with not being chiseled and cut. Like Luka's same thing, right? It's like it is there's a element to the game that's just about decision making and like mathematical processing that if you have that at the 11th level out of 10, you can get away with not being like Dwight Howard body.
But I thought Barkley was kind of an athletic freak, even though he didn't look like
he was. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so is Luka, so is Jokic. Like
no, but Jokic is not. Like, Jokic cannot jump. Jokic cannot.
No, he can't jump, but his reflexes and his coordination and his
coordination and decision making is off the charts. But I'm saying athletically, like if you put Charles Barkley in like the old Superstars obstacle course, like he would be able to like get through it.
Yeah.
And I don't believe Jokic. And by the way, Luka definitely could.
Yeah.
But I don't believe Jokic could. Jokic would never get over that wall.
Jokic is 7 feet tall, and I'm not sure he can dunk.
He's not sure he can dunk. He doesn't care. Yeah. It's amazing.
All right, I got another Duke, like ultimate Duke player from sort of pre-Leitner, even pre Danny Ferry, I believe. And that's Mark Allery. Look at Mark Allery.
Wow.
There's a Duke. If you're a Duke fan, we'll give you all the Duke cards you could possibly want.
Mark Allery was like he went to a science lab somewhere and was like, "This is what I look like, and I play basketball." And they were like, "You have to go to Duke."
You have to go to Duke.
He was like, "But I want to go to Yale." No, you have to go to Duke.
The sorting hat says Duke. Yes.
I want to show this Del Harris card because apparently he always looked like this. Like you can go back to 90, 91. It doesn't matter. He always looked
Del
like
Harris.
Del Harris.
He's the Steve Martin of coaches.
Yeah.
He's looked like this for 50 years.
Yeah. It's a smart move. I'm telling you, smart move is to go gray when you're 30 and then you just.
And then it works for you the rest of your life. It's true.
Worked for Storm from the X-Men and also Steve Martin.
I've already got, so we've already got a couple of cards we'll be definitely sending to Flula, but he's getting this.
Detlef.
He is definitely getting that card.
Oh,
look at Detlef.
This is a Pacer-heavy card packs you've been pulling here, Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a little Cliff Robinson. You mentioned him a little earlier. This is his rookie card.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes, pre-headband, yes, I like this.
When he still had hair, yeah.
Yes.
Michael Jordan.
Hey, Michael Jordan.
Now, anything with Michael Jordan on it is worth more than a penny, right? Like,
yeah.
It's worth something, right? It's not.
I'll look it up.
Look it up. I mean, is it like $10? I mean, could I get $10 for it?
PSA 10 of that card is $450. Well, let me see. You can't go to eBay because people list these cards on eBay and they're like, this is $50,000, just hoping that someone,
prices, yeah. while we're doing that, I believe you mentioned Randy Brewer a little bit earlier.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
very good.
Okay. Yeah, very early Wolves.
Randy Brewer. So Randy Brewer was 7'3". Okay. At what point do Randy Brewer realize, boy, it's basketball or nothing for me? Like there's no way. Like at what height do you really have like almost no other options?
Joe, which card was that? Was that is it card number 65?
It is card number 65.
Okay,
yes.
so in January of 2025, very recently, a PSA 10 version of that card sold on eBay for $237.50.
Okay, you see, it's still a Michael Jordan card. I know that guy said nobody might pay that for it, but I mean, apparently somebody did.
Well, if it's a gem man, if it's PSA 10, yeah, you're looking at $230 to $250.
I mean, it's no Lyle and Eric Menendez card, but
all right, Mike, open up some more.
All right, I have another excellent team card featuring one of the most exciting moments from the season of a football team. Here we go. It's the Houston Oilers team card. Warren Moon plots the play.
Wow.
And it's them in the huddle. That's the most exciting moment we can find from the Houston Oilers.
Look, he's plotting right there. You can just see that he's plotting.
He's plotting the play.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that the benefit of this card is you get 8 of the best helmet the NFL has ever produced, in my opinion.
Yes.
Dope helmet, yes.
That helmet is
Will
just...
we ever forgive the Houston Texans for not just calling themselves the Houston Oilers and going back to those old helmets?
Yes.
I mean...
what is a Texan?
What is a Texan?
Yeah. Well, wasn't the original team the Dallas Texans? Isn't that why they named themselves that? Like predates the Oilers. I believe the Oilers
the
were
Dallas Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right, but that's what I mean. The first football team in Texas was the Dallas Texans.
Was the Dallas Texans.
Yes.
But one, that was in Dallas. Houston doesn't connect with Dallas.
No.
Houston people hate Dallas, right?
Yes.
2, the Dallas Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
And so that Texans are gone, man. And the Oilers are gone. And Houston is oil.
It's a double whammy because Houston blew it and chose the Texans instead of the Oilers. And also the Titans get the throwback uni of the Oilers. And it's insane. And it's like, what, the Tennessee Oilers doesn't make any sense.
It does not make any sense. It's really
the Utah Jazz of football.
Yeah. Or the Los Angeles Lakers, frankly.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bill Brooks, a Topps super rookie.
Oh.
Don't remember him.
Didn't work out for Bill Brooks. Receiver, though, right?
Receiver / punt returner, it says. I have no memory of him. All right, here we go. Another team card. These are clearly the best parts of this. Byers inches ahead. It's Keith Byers.
Oh, and he's inching ahead. You know what? I've got a theory about these team cards. I think they had like just a regular Polaroid camera, so they could not actually shoot in action.
Possible.
So the only good pictures they got were when the guy was just.
Here's the thing. Look at Byers. He's not inching ahead. There's no one in front of him. He's got 12 yards of room.
Why did they just say Byers sees daylight?
Yeah. Byers yards ahead. Or
something. Yeah.
Yards
Byers breaks free. Like.
Yeah. Wow.
I have a lot of thoughts for the folks who put together the 1987 Topps football set.
Can we get them on the podcast so we can sit there and complain a little bit?
Here's James Brooks of the Bengals, running back.
Yeah.
And also one of the original creators of The Simpsons. Very talented guy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 2 careers.
You would never expect that.
A couple more. Steve Pellier of the Cowboys.
That's yet another of the Cowboys quarterbacks who was not as good as everybody thought he was.
Yeah. Andre Waters of the Eagles. He was a great player.
Very good. Very good.
Also, handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
Handsome guy.
Yeah.
Not related to Ricky Waters. Just asking, is that 1T versus 2?
That is 1T versus 2.
Yeah,
that's right.
He changed the T's. Yep. Not enough. Not the same.
Another trivia question for you. Record breaker, 1986. Most punts in a career.
Ooh.
Any idea?
Roby, the Roby guy.
I know at one point didn't Sean Landetta have that record, but I don't think he probably
Sounds
broke
right.
this guy's record.
No, it's
Who is it?
Dave Jennings of the New York Jets.
Oh yeah, well you knew it was going to be a Jet or a Giant for sure. Dave Jennings. So
Dave
that's
set
over a career.
Dave set a pro football record in '86 by completing campaign with 1,090 punts. By the way, on the back of this card, the word punts is capitalized for some reason. That's not a proper noun.
As it should be.
Well,
The former mark of 1,083 punts, also capitalized,
Yep.
had been set by John James.
wow.
Dave has been in NFL since 1974 and has punted for 45,123 career yards. By the way, the word yards is capitalized.
Capitalized, of course, yes.
Yeah. And a 41.4 punting capitalized average.
Punting capitalized.
So the
I'm
word
telling you, how happy was that guy to add up all of the punt yards that
Yes.
he had over his career?
look there there's proof. You can see those words are capitalized on this.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
wow.
That's awesome.
All right, two more cards here.
All right.
Let's see. Bob Baumhauer of the Dolphins.
Sure, Bob Baumhauer, part of the Killer Bees.
God,
One of
part
the
of the Killer
they
Bees.
used to call them the Killer Bees.
Oh, he's
They're,
he's part of the Wu-Tang Clan.
very much,
Right.
very much a
Amazing.
part.
And one of my favorite players when I was a kid, Raymond Claiborne, cornerback
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Patriots.
Good player.
He was a
Great
great
look.
player.
Good mustache.
Yeah.
He had 6 picks in 85. He was a part of that 85 defense that went to the Super Bowl.
That went to the
He
Super
was
Bowl.
very,
Got
very
it.
good player. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Drazen
Hey.
Petrovic. There you
Drazen
go.
Petrovic.
Drazen Petrovic. Look at that.
Wow.
Excellent player.
Very cool.
This is a Chucky Brown rookie card. So it's not just any Chucky Brown card.
This
It's
is, yeah.
your Chucky Brown rookie card.
Yeah.
First, yeah.
Very good. Here's Reggie Miller.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So many Pacers.
A lot of
So many
Pacers. You're
Pacers.
right. You correctly
Wow.
identified this, Flula. This is a Pacers heavy.
It's a Pacers heavy pack.
Pacers
Did you guys
heavy.
consider trying to get Reggie Miller to be on Parks and Rec?
We did, but he was much more difficult when we looked into it because he announced his game. So he's always during the season that we're shooting, he's always, like Detlef was in semi-retirement up there in Spokane or wherever he lives. And
Yeah.
so
Was
I'm
also
gonna
it's
show you
just
this
as a
Danny Shay's
name, Detlef Schrempf is way funnier than Reggie Miller.
It is
Yes.
way funnier. Way
Yes.
funnier. Although Reggie Miller's general sort of the way he, the choking thing and everything. I mean, that's funny. It's
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I mean, like Reggie Miller was funny. I'm going to show you this Danny Shays card for one reason. Danny Shays was listed at 6'11". Okay. He's the son of Dolph Shays, one of the greatest players ever. I once did an event where I emceed a Dolph and Danny Shays. It's actually about Jewish basketball players. The Shays are Jewish basketball players. Danny Shays is the tallest human being I've ever seen in my entire life. I know they say he's 6'11", but actually standing next to somebody who is 6'11", he absolutely gigantic. Absolutely gigantic.
the massive man. So he's
And
like
then I'm
Kevin
going to show you
Durant,
this
lying
little
about his height.
Yeah.
back-to-back world champion, Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. Okay.
When we look back on those Detroit Pistons teams, like how good are they? Like historically, like when you look back, like do they belong in like the?
You're saying the 89 to 91, not the Rip
they won
Hamilton.
back-to-back, right? This was the back-to-back year, right? You can actually see.
I
on the
mean,
back.
I don't know. Like they just predated the Bulls run, right? So like
And they were just after the Celtics.
Just after the Celtics run.
Lakers, yeah.
And the Lakers run. So like it sort of feels like they were the best team. I don't think they don't stand out as being
That's what I think.
one of those all-timers, They're like
That's
they
what
were
I
just
think.
the best team at a time when like the Lakers and Celtics dynasties were everyone's getting old and just before Michael took over the league. So it's like I don't know.
Do you guys feel the same about the Rockets' 2 championships?
No, well, that's a different situation because Jordan left, right? So the knock on those Rockets teams is like if Jordan had been around, they wouldn't have won. Now, who knows whether that's true? Hakeem was very, very good. That team was very, very good. Maybe they did. I mean, they would have beat. And frankly, I would have given anything if Jordan had not left and the Rockets had actually beaten them, so that people could stop making the argument that Jordan is the best just because he never lost in the finals, which is a very stupid argument to me.
This
It
means
is, but I don't believe that Rockets team would have beaten the Bulls. I don't.
Hakeem was really good, man.
He was really, really good, but I don't think so. I do kind of feel like they just.
You think the Bulls just would have won 9 in a row?
I don't know if they. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I kind of feel about that Rockets team the same way I feel about the Detroit team, which is like, yeah, they were the best for that time, but that it just wasn't that good a time.
Yeah.
For basketball. That's sort of. I mean, and I'm not even. It's not even all about the Bulls and Jordan leaving. I'm just saying that just. I mean, like those Knicks teams, were they any good? Like those Patrick Ewing Knicks teams, or
that was a weird finals in '94. Knicks Rockets.
Yeah.
Boring and strange.
Yeah. That's right. Boring and strange. That's how they advertised it.
That's what they said.
Yes.
You wanted an Olden Polynese. I got you an Olden Polynese.
Listen, 2 Oldens on the podcast. I'm very excited.
No, wait, Flula, when did you leave Germany?
Mentally never, emotionally never. But yes, I've come back and forth. My parents, we would go and visit America every some little time. So I got tiny little snippets of culture. I learned about 1-900 phone numbers you could call, and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince would answer the phone for 3. But then I came very regular, but not in the poops way, but in the visiting way.
And so the way you absorbed basketball was mostly through those trips to the US, or was it from international press and stuff like that, or both?
International press, like the Mike Singletary pants article to the website.
Well,
Germany.
I mean, that was international news. That was
clearly. The wall coming down, Chernobyl, and then Singletary's pants.
And then Singletary pointing to his butt and saying, "This is what you're playing like."
This is what you're playing. Yeah,
exactly. But admitting later he could have done it a different way. He didn't have to do the pants thing.
To be clear, 5 choices. I picked the one involving my anus. Yeah.
I have no memory of Moses Malone as an Atlanta Hawk. I have no memory of that at all.
I have a vague memory of that exact card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in the background?
Do you remember Moses Malone?
I assume 2 other murderers are in the background.
Billy the Kid.
Boston Stranglers back there.
Yeah.
How good could
Ralph Sampson?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. How good could he have been? He could have been amazing, right?
A Houston Rocket Twin Tower man.
Yeah.
Twin Tower man. Yeah, absolutely. John
Stockton. This is a good pack.
Yeah, this is a very good pack right here.
A quick question. Who is your best point guard of all time?
Ooh, best point guard of all time.
Speaking of the assist and steals leader, just asking.
Yeah.
I still think it's Magic, though. Isn't Magic the best point guard of all time? I think it's got to be Magic.
It depends on whether it depends on a couple things. Whether you consider Steph Curry a point guard.
See, I don't. You could, but he's like his own position. Right?
Yeah. He plays Steph Curry. Yeah, his position is Steph Curry. Yes. And it also depends on whether you think that the quality of the game has improved so dramatically since Magic played that you can't be the all-time greatest point guard if in one of your seasons you took whatever it was 23 3-pointers and missed all of them, which Magic did.
I actually have a theory about this, though. I think this is what helps a lot of those guys. The game changed so dramatically. Like at one point, we literally just had the last point guard that ever played in the NBA. We had the last center that ever played in the NBA. So it's almost like that wall closed, and then at that point, you start rating players against each other, cross positions.
Right. It's like it becomes total football.
Total football. Yeah. Right. So I don't think Steph Curry is a point guard. I mean, look, Jokic averages more assists per game than virtually any point guard.
I know. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. How good would Tree Rollins be in today's game? How would Tree Rollins do?
We know how good he would be because there's a bunch of guys who are basically Tree Rollins who all play 21 minutes a game coming off the bench, get 6 rebounds, six rebounds and 1 block shot per game, and go like 2 of 4 from 3.
But also a great name.
Tree Rollins, incredible name.
Okay, here's one. What is Tree Rollins' real name? What is his given name?
Birch.
It is not Butch. Do we have another guess?
No, he said Birch.
Butch is good too.
Birch being that's
I would guess his name is Anthony.
That's a good guess. Good guess. It is Wayne. Wayne Monty Rollins.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right, this is for Mike.
Hey,
How-
Kevin McHale.
Oh,
How good
Mr.
would Kevin McHale be in
Automatic.
today's game?
I would say that McHale
You
would.
think he'd adjust, don't you?
I think he would adjust because his thing wasn't that he was just like super stiff and dribbled 4 times and then threw up a 12-footer. He had like
Right.
11,000 post moves
Yeah,
that he would
all the
deploy.
moves. All the moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Flo? How good would he have been in today's game?
Well, here there's a Jokic of Jokic has some McHale inside of him.
Yeah.
The post moves are unstoppable, and also there's not a lot of guys that have post moves now.
Yeah.
Like, basically it's like Jokic, and then I guess Embiid when he plays, and that maybe who else?
Yeah,
You
That's
know?
a
it's
really
true.
good point. Does
Yeah.
anybody play back to the basket like and make moves anymore?
There's no the people who do aren't centers. They're like
Yeah, yeah.
Jaylen Brown does that for the Celtics sometimes. Like
Right.
backs down someone who's, if he has a size advantage, backs him down and then like has some like Hakeem light moves that he like
Yes.
fake one
Yeah.
way, go the other way. But I mean, they don't have to do that anymore because they all shoot threes, so they don't
Yeah.
develop those moves.
I have this. I mean, they would never do it because 3-pointers are just everything in the NBA now. But I just kind of have this wonder if like a Kareem could come along with some sort of unstoppable skyhook and would actually like be able to like.
It's basically
Sorry.
Jokic, right? It's like Jokic.
It is.
Yeah.
But Jokic shoots threes too, though.
But that's the thing. The reason that it can't happen exactly that way is because there's no reason to have to rely on one. The way that teams play offense, you don't have to rely on one position shooting from one spot on the floor. So it's like it'd be pointless to develop an unstoppable skyhook when if you can shoot from 10 feet away and you can also hit threes and you can also drive and you can also do whatever you want anywhere on the floor. Like Jokic is like, he doesn't have to develop a single unstoppable thing because everything he does is unstoppable because basketball is unstoppable.
He's the best 3-point shooter in the league.
Yeah. It's
This
40,
is insane.
45% still,
Yeah,
46% something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous. All right. I'll do a few more and then you do a few more. Here we go. Little Jack Sikma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jack Sikma. Just throw him out there. You mentioned Charles Barkley. There's a little Charles Barkley for you.
The rounding mounding. This is pre-Suns, yes.
Yeah, look at that.
Suns. Yeah, this is back in the Sixers days. So we'll put him in the all-timers list. We're not going to put Rex Chapman in the all-timers list, but still.
Oh,
what
very
about those
athletic.
uniforms, Mike? What about those? Those old blue Hornets uniforms.
No, I mean, the Hornets have never had a good uniform.
Yeah.
They went with teal back when that was the thing. So this says that this is David Robinson's rookie card. Is this really David Robinson's rookie card? It's a rookie.
Yeah, it must be, right?
Yeah, I think he was drafted and then he did the naval thing and then
Right.
game.
The naval thing, that's right.
Yeah.
What did he average in his rookie year? Do you know?
23 points a game and
24 points a game.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was nasty.
Mark Price.
Mark Price.
Look at Mark Price.
Not
Mark
enough
Price was my
Cavaliers.
hero.
Joe's favorite.
Really?
My favorite, Mark Price.
Best
I
shooter.
challenged Mark Price to a free throw shooting contest. I've not heard back.
Great. Maybe good though that he didn't respond. I'm just
He
saying
probably,
for you.
probably
good.
smart of him to not respond.
Yeah.
You know, Bernard King was really good. I mean, like he was sort of like the Knicks thing was like played him up pretty big, but he was legitimately great.
Yeah.
Do you guys miss the Bullets as a team name?
It's better than the Wizards.
Wizards is
terrible.
terrible.
I don't miss it as a name, but I hate the Wizards.
Wizards is a terrible name. Yeah.
It's the worst name.
Terrible. Can they not just come? They and by the way, if they change names, how long would it take for everybody else to even know?
Oh,
Is there a more irrelevant team in all of sports than the
like
Washington Wizards?
Washington as a city, we have the Nationals, the Commanders, the Wizards, and the Mystics. This is terrible.
Yeah.
It's actually really terrible.
But the Mystics,
Capitals.
What
is this?
The Mystics only named themselves the Mystics because it was relating to the Wizards, I would imagine.
They should have gone their own way on
Yeah.
that. They should have called themselves the Bullets. And this has gone in a completely different
They should have
direction.
called themselves the Wizard Destroyers or something.
Yeah.
Just the Wizard Defeaters.
All right, Mike, open up some final cards for
All right,
us
these are
here.
my last ones, and I got to go. This is an
Yeah.
incredible run of cards I just pulled randomly
Let's
from this
see it.
box.
What do
Here
we
we go.
got?
We'll start with Art Monk,
Oh,
Ooh.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of
Now in the
Famer
Hall-
Art Monk.
Yep, great
We'll go
receiver.
right to Dolphins All-Pro Dwight Stevenson.
Oh, another Hall of
Oh,
Famer.
Yep.
Okay.
Great center. By the way, look at that bald.
Liked it. Owned it.
You know I love that.
Just not afraid to
Not
No,
afraid,
live his
not
truth.
hiding it.
Nope.
Yeah, that's proud and bald.
We'll go
Oh,
right
yeah.
to Warren Moon.
Oh,
This is Warren
There you
Moon's
go.
second card or third card, I think.
Look at
future
that.
'85.
Seahawk.
Yeah,
Warren Moon was such a smooth.
he was the
passer,
best.
wasn't he?
Like the best deep ball thrower, the most beautiful deep ball of his
It was
era, maybe of all
beautiful.
time.
The ball just
Wow.
zipped out of his hand. Just beautiful. Just beautiful.
We have the 86 NFL passing leaders. So, in terms of passing rating, so
Okay.
can you name them?
Passing rating in 86.
Yeah,
Dan Marino.
Montana.
Dan Marino, Flula got the AFC, and who's the NFC?
Montana?
No, he came in second.
Ooh, okay.
Bobby Abear.
Was not in the top 10.
Boy, 86. Who I'm trying to even think of who was even good in 86.
Joe Theismann. Mark Rippon.
Mark
look at this.
Rippon, no.
Just
Joe
throwing out some names.
Theismann,
No,
no.
Doug
not-
Williams was quarterback of
Doug
the
Williams of the Skins.
Washington. at the
Ron,
time.
let me tell you how bad passers were in this era.
Okay.
Ron Jaworski was 8th in the league in passing rating, and his passing rating was 70.2, which is bad for a third string backup in the NFL.
Yeah, 70.2 doesn't even. You can't even be in the NFL with a
Oh,
70.
Marino's passing rating was 92.5 to lead the AFC. That would
Only
also
90.
get you benched. If
Yeah.
Oh, Phil Sims.
Phil Sims was 4th with 74.6.
Okay, and who was the Buffalo Bills man at this time? What was his name?
Jim Kelly was
Kelly.
Kelly, but he was in the AFC.
he was
So we have-
7th in the AFC with an
Oh.
83.3
Where
quarterback
was
rating.
Bernie Kosar on that
Oh,
list?
Bernie
yeah.
Kosar was not in. So the tiers, I'll just read it. Top 10 in the AFC: Marino, Dave Craig at 91,
Sure,
Tony
sure.
Eason of my beloved New England Patriots,
Your
89.2,
Patriot, yeah.
Boomer Esiason, 87.7, Ken
Boomer.
O'Brien, 85.8,
That's
Bernie Kosar, 83.8, Kelly, 83.3, Jim Plunkett, 82.5, Elway, 79,
yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's what that's Elway's like career passing rating.
Yeah.
They're still getting
and Dan
started.
Fouts at 71.4. In the NFC, number 1,
Yep.
Tommy Kramer
Oh yes,
of
there
the
you
Vikings.
go.
There we go. Tommy
Minnesota
Kramer.
Vikings
Yeah.
star. Tommy
92.6. And number 2 in the NFC, the second best passer rating in the NFC, Joe Montana, 80.7.
Wow.
Here we go.
Yeah.
49ers
Different
team
time.
card. Craig up the middle. That's the most
Oh, yeah. There you
exciting
go.
play
Okay.
of the 49ers season. Roger
He's
Craig.
running in
Middle.
that photo.
That's right. At least he's in motion.
He's in
Yeah.
motion, sort of. Yeah.
The great Wes Chandler,
Oh,
receiver for the
Amazing.
Chargers.
That's a cool photo.
It is a cool
and
photo.
a cool guy, the ultimate cool receiver.
Yeah.
Wes.
Chargers were cool, man. Those Chargers
they were
teams were
so
just cool.
Although Dan Fouts' 70.6 passer rating doesn't speak too well. for
Here's the
that.
Jets team card.
Okay.
Gastineau seeks a sack. It's not
You know what?
Gastineau
What is
gets a sack or
No,
sacks the quarterback.
What is this? The Secret? What
He's-
are you doing? This is
Gastineau puts it out into the universe that he would like a
Yes.
sack and
Yeah,
hopes for the
come on.
best.
Hopes
Hey,
for
I'm
the
sorry.
best.
I'm looking at that card and I'm seeing a guy seeking the sack.
But here's the
Okay.
thing: the quarterback's not in the photo.
No, he's
No.
not. No, he's not.
No, it's
that might
just-
be a run play.
Yes,
Okay.
He's seeking the sack.
seeking a sack.
He's need
Okay.
to right.
We got Roger Craig of the 49ers.
That's good. We already saw him trying to going up the middle. So.
We saw him going up the middle.
Inching. It was
We
inching,
have
yes.
the NFL rushing leaders. Can you name the NFL rushing leaders for 86?
Ooh, 86 rushing leaders.
Walter
Wow.
Payton.
Walter Payton came in 4th in the NFC with 1,333 yards.
Oh yeah. See, back then that was it. You had to get legit big yards in order to
Oh.
get there.
Tim
Like-
Biaka Batuka.
Michigan legend.
Is this right? Oh, nice.
Yeah, no. Tim Biakabatuka is a little later. He had 300 yards in the Ohio State game in the year that,
Yeah,
that Michigan.
Yeah, I
beat
remember
them.
that. Yeah. destroyed
In the NFC, it's Eric Dickerson, 1821.
Sure, of
Oh,
course.
the glasses.
Yeah, yep.
And in the AFC, Kurt Warner, former
Yeah,
Penn
Kurt
State
Warner.
legend Kurt Warner.
And
Great
then he
player.
became a grocer, and then he became a quarterback.
That's right. That's right. He changed his first name spelling to K.
From
He
C to
just went
K,
with
just
K.
add a little line.
He learned something in his years stocking that grocery store,
Yes,
and was like,
At
I need to
the,
reinvent
IV.
myself.
I've got to come
IV in
back.
Iowa.
And the final card before I have to go to work,
Yes.
Sweetness.
Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
wow.
Beautiful.
Another
I
dope
bet that
photo.
card has a little value.
Yes. Oh,
Certainly
This is
has
like
a
his
lot of value.
It's like his
some of the Bears
15th year in the
fans.
league.
oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
it doesn't matter. It's Walter Payton. It's one
That's
of the
true.
old-timers. All right, this has been amazing. So again, let's just do this one more time. We are raising money for Team Gleason. All you have to do is go over to teamgleason.org/podcast, POSCAST. Donate some money. You can win some of these cards. You can win Flula's like everlasting thanks, right?
Yes, yes. I will autograph the Olden Polynice card if you like.
Ooh, that's great.
Yes.
Will you autograph the Detlef card?
That's sacrilege, but if you insist, I will do it.
Well, maybe
No,
you
he
can.
keep the Detlef card. We have to let him keep the Detlef card.
Yeah, fair enough. All
I
right, but
think
he'll.
a few, we'll send Flula a few Olden Polynice like players from
Great.
the 1990s,
And
and
to
he'll
be clear,
autograph them.
I will autograph them as the person. Just so you know.
Oh, you'll forge an autograph, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. That is what I'm doing. This will not be PSA eligible.
You will get a forged Flula autograph
Yes.
of these players, which I think is fantastic. So, I mean, that alone is a
Wait,
reason.
what you
Go-
should do? Here's what you should do. Okay,
Yeah.
take the Olden Polynice card, forge Olden Polynice's signature,
Yes.
then write at the bottom, handwrite 1 of 1.
Yes.
and we'll say this is a 1 of 1 card, which is Flula has forged Olden Polynice's signature. This is the only one of these that exists anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we submit it to PSA and we say, we want you to verify that this is Flula's forgery of Olden
Of-
Polynice's
Yes.
signature. They verify it, and then it's like, yeah, this is a 1 of 1. This doesn't
It's a
exist
1 of
anywhere in the
1.
world.
Then we blow up Art Basel. We bring it, and that's our only thing.
We go to Miami,
Yes.
and we put it on display, and we say, like, this is the only one of these that exists anywhere in the world.
That's right.
I love this
All
man.
right. We're I mean, if that's not enough of a reason to donate, to get a 1 of 1 Olden Polynice Flula autographed card.
Olden
Yes.
Polynice forgery.
Forgery.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
A Flula autographed Olden Polynice card as Olden Polynice.
I kind of want that. Is this weird? Can I somehow preemptively bid and
Yes.
get this?
Not only can you, I fully expect you to. I'm going after it. I mean,
Yeah.
but by the way, we'll send Flula like 10 cards, like 10
okay.
amazing different 1-of-1s.
Yeah, he could forge. He could forge like the Isaiah Thomas card. He could forge.
No. They have to be obscure. They have to be
Okay.
like they have to be like
Rick Smiths. Could we forge a Rick Smith?
A Tom Chambers. You
Tom
might get
Chambers.
this Tom Chambers.
Oh, yes. One of the
card, yeah.
nastiest dunks of all time, Tom
That's right.
Chambers.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, a
Brad
two-handed
Lohaus.
nasty. Oh,
If-
Brad Lohaus, of course.
So all right. So we'll get Flula to do these autographs. Flula, this is amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for allowing me.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah, it was
And
very
Mike,
fun.
as always, thank you.
Thanks for having me.